Aha. This I shared with you um, when we did assignment one. So it's interesting how quickly this list got obsolete. I mean, almost as soon as I put it together, it got obsolete. But what I tried to do was put things that were free of charge, or to give you the choice, if you like it a lot, to actually sign up and pay for the pro version or the whatever the fee is. Some of them have a time limit, a 7-day free trial. Some of them have it's free and if you want the premium one, so that's why I put that in the price. Um, and the ones here are really not exactly what we need. I just wanted you to be familiar with these, and you'll see in a minute why. There's My Edit, which generates audio and images. Photo Director does photo editing. Yes, AI photos, which we're all afraid of because that's not me. But I know photographers that might have analog pictures that they took a long time ago that have gotten fuzzy or have lost color, and then they can run Photo Director like my Photoshop version and fix them, make them better, restore the color, get rid of the fuzziness. Power Director does video editing. Audio Director does audio restoration. And so this is important for some products where people recorded something and the microphone was in the wrong place and it sounds terrible. And this AI can actually improve that, if not fix it. Marketing and business, Jasper. It's SEO optimized blog. Okay, that is like far from our universe, and on and on. So each one of these has a purpose, best for, and this one generates voiceovers. Now, what I've discovered is that Google Notebook, which is not on this list because it wasn't released yet, is better than all of them put together. Trust me. I'm still baffled by it. And I did put the video, you'll see where you can access it. So here it says ChatGPT is AI writing assistance, and it's free. A lot of us have downloaded it. It's an app on my phone, and it's also a web page you can visit. But I think in my case, it's even an app down here somewhere where it's ChatGPT. Oh, come on! It's a lovely little logo. Anyway, it's an application. Synesthesia video creation. So depending on what you do, I mean, some of you are in either, film and TV. You might, in other words, you have a major or an interest that's quite outside environmental science one. And that's why I wanted to provide this whole list. Notice that here, when they released this, it was called Google AI, and it had the name Gemini, an AI chatbot, an image generation tool. That's interesting how out of date that is. And then they go and compare the one that was released by China, DeepSeek, which is a little whale, and ChatGPT, and they compare them, which one's better. So it's it embarrasses me. I thought this was, very current. Not anymore. It's not. So let's go to the one that is current, and that is right. Oh, let me see. Right over here. Oh, close that one. Too much stuff open here. Mm, mm, mm. And this is on the Agricanto page for the course. So when you click in the table of contents and you go to Environmental Science 1, this is what greets you. Now, I might, for the fall, move all of this AI stuff to a different page. I didn't realize it was going to get so big, but it did. So the older articles that you've probably seen and even read are the ones at the top. AI and academic work. This one you'd have seen, the free products online, all the way down till you get to there's AI floods, Google Scholar with fake science papers. I reference that. And then what is the Cal State system doing both to encourage AI? They have a contract with ChatGPT for the entire system, as well as discourage its use in plagiarism and the like. That is really the challenge in our education right now, is how do we make sure that what we're encouraging our students to do doesn't make them bad students. And that is why I'm participating this Friday in this webinar for the district, where we're all comparing our experiences in assigning AI in the classroom. And it'll be interesting if how many of you are eager to do this or not. But I have to repeat, it's not required. Originally, I thought, just like assignment one, you should do both and compare. I don't think there's enough time really to learn all the ins and outs of Notebook LM, and then to use it after you've written your essay and then to compare the results. So if you do the essay the way that it's described in the first part of the assignment up here, assignment 2, that's fine. You can still get 40 points, no problem. If you're curious the way I am, I can't help it, then you might you might be interested in this particular part, which is Notebook and ChatGPT. Even though we used to call it Google Notebook, it actually goes by the name Notebook LM. So the more recent articles start with this professor in New York saying what is AI doing to her students and their writing. This is really the concern is, are we going to dumb our students down by making them dependent on something that they'll use, but it will have all of its defects. It makes mistakes. I point that out to that in the announcements. It lies. You know, Meta told me that Virginia Giuffre was alive and well when she is not. Um, and then Meta doesn't even walk back its mistakes. It just, if I knew then what I know now, it gaslights you. It's incredible. Meta is fun because it's chatty, but it's hella stupid. So AI in the classroom, that's New York Times. AI time horizons are still growing. This is fresh this month. It's actually a pretty decent article. Um, and ChatGPT 5 confirms the concerning trend is growing. Comes from something called Control AI. It's an organization that is really interested in mobilizing people to watch what's going on. Don't fall asleep. We need to learn all about it. So it's not really long, but it is a study of AI and shows you all of its flaws and why educators should be particularly keen to all of its flaws. I mean, it does. Why does it make mistakes? Because I mentioned in the announcements, it's the wrong word. AI is not intelligent. It's a pattern recognition system. It looks through mountains of text, large language models, they call them, and it looks for patterns. But it doesn't have a discerning rudder. It doesn't have a theory. It doesn't have background. It just does it. So it can make huge mistakes, which it does. And that's why we need to learn about it because we don't want to be replaced by something that is not only mediocre, but wrong. And you don't want to turn in work that is wrong, where the professor sees that it's wrong and then wonders if you used AI to do it, and then you got a mountain of trouble. So always show when you've used it and let it become a shared learning experience between you and your professor and your fellow students. So this is this article that I featured there, time horizons. And then this is in Reddit. Has anyone used Notebook LM? How exactly do you use it? And then there is this actually pretty decent article in a journal called Revology, and why you should start using Notebook LM. Um, I am a believer. After I read this, I thought, okay, this is a different beast altogether. It's not at all like ChatGPT. It's not at all like anything else I've seen ever. Now here it shows you some of the little things it does, which is sweet, but it does a whole lot more than this. But it'll do PDF files, slides, Google Docs. It's amazing what you can feed this thing. Now it is free, and if you download it for your phone or for your tablet, it's an app. If you use it on your desktop or laptop, then it's a site. It's an actual website. All you have to do is register. There's no cost. So, oh, wrong one. Let's go here. Um, hmm, ah, Alrighty. And this is what I downloaded. It's called Notebook LM. I really encourage you. In fact, I would start with watch this 13-minute video. It explains it really for 13 minutes. It's astounding how well explained it is. I don't want to run it now since you have access to it anyway. But it shows you this is the 2025 version of Notebook LM. So there are some serious improvements. It can do a lot more. This is a gush piece on ChatGPT, meaning that it's now the 5.0 version or maybe 5.1, and there's a lot of excitement about it. I think a lot of it is misplaced, so I couldn't resist giving you a link to a satire of ChatGPT 5.0 that points how overrated it is. So I think it's a very healthy approach to look at AI as how would you say, um, a growing technology that is not just imperfect, but is actually in some cases dangerous. And in many cases, you do not want to be replaced by this technology. It isn't, believe it or not, it's not as smart as you are. Just because it does stuff bullet fast doesn't make it smarter. Like I say, it's not intelligent. It doesn't discern. It doesn't reason. It doesn't um, it doesn't understand. It just feeds you what you put in the prompt. And it can do that very well, or it can do that very badly. So if you do this in addition to doing your assignment, and maybe I have to put that in an announcement as well, I will give you extra credit, 10 points extra credit if you use Notebook LM to do your assignment that you've already done. Um, and that way, I'm interested in getting you experienced with these products and feeling a certain level of comfort in it. Now, here it says upload your sources. So the first thing you can do with Notebook is feed it a bunch of articles. Sounds familiar? We have 10, right? A minimum of 10 articles. Now you could, if you want to get, you could download them and then put them in a folder and then spoon feed them to Notebook LM one by one. Or I just saw this, that's why I'm glad, see the video, you watch the video. You can feed the URL into Notebook LM, and then it'll read the article that's in the URL. So in our case, the URLs are, for example, climate change nightmares are already here. Here's the URL up here. And because this is not a paywall site, it has no restrictions, you don't have to log in, then ideally Notebook LM will find the article and read it. And you can even ask it to give you 5 points about it, depending how long it is. So this one's reasonably long. Say, give me, 6 points about what this article's about. And that, then you've done one, right? Then you could go for whatever 10 you pick, spoon feed the URLs to Notebook LM, and then you can tell it what to do with it. You can ask for a Google slideshow. You can ask for, believe it or not, you can ask for a podcast based on the articles. That's what makes this puppy so different. It'll actually not only produce a podcast with voices that sound like podcast people sound, you can also interrupt them and ask questions. Gotta watch that video. You can interrupt the podcast that Notebook LM produces and say, wait a minute, can you please explain, what a qubit is? And then the podcast replies. So, assuming you have fed it all the right sources, what makes Notebook so powerful is that it doesn't search all over the world for information. It searches the stuff you fed it. So that's why people that write term papers, that want to do citations, that want to have college level papers, are going to benefit from this one because it's not going to go all over the map. It's going to stick to the citations you gave. Not only that, but you'll see in the video that you can remove some of them. Let's say you fed it 10 papers, but you only want it to answer the question, what is global warming? Which are 2 of your 10. You can uncheck the other 8 and say, from these 2 papers, tell me what global warming is. My mind is reeling from how powerful this thing is. And I was warned about it in a webinar I took, to just wait till you see Google Notebook. You will go nuts. So with that, I'm encouraging you to check it out. It is, in fact, it's online. When you go to it, you can see you get 2. If you get their standard featured notebooks, this is what happens when you sign up. You get these, and they're really good. This one's produced by, let's see, some of my favorite, The Economist, Our World in Data. I love Our World in Data, and they've actually done one of these notebooks. This is a really popular thing right now, Secrets of the Super Agers. I guess all of us people getting old really want to find out more. What do we need to do to live to be 100? Shakespeare, Earnings Reports in Business, Atlantic, and these are just sampling. And you can ask it to show you more. But what I do when I do this, I go to my notebooks, and then I have my untitled one, and that's what I'm working on here. So I hope this helps. Like I say, it's not a requirement. I realize that would be unrealistic, But I think going into the fall, and depending on what courses you might be taking the fall, being able to use Notebook LM will be a game changer for you. Um, my advice to you is don't use this as a substitute for yourself, because if you're doing that, then it's exactly what you're doing. You're substituting yourself with a bloody machine. You want to use it. You want to, it's in a way like you don't get on a horse without knowing how to ride a horse. Okay. So learn to ride the horse before it knocks you off and it walks all over you. So right now I'm going to a seminar I'm doing Friday. They're asking us questions like, are you afraid that stuff you post online will be used by AI, in a lecture? And actually it is, because we post everything on Canvas. And I can't trust Canvas to not sell all that stuff to an AI company. I mean, how do I know they won't? Um, we are told that it's all our intellectual property, that they don't have rights to it, and yada yada yada. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'll believe that when I see it. Okay, so it's been a while here that I've been chatting away, and I don't want to go on and on and on. I'll stop the share, and once again repeat that for assignment 2, you can do it the standard way and get full marks and not worry about it. But even if you just want to play with Notebook or ChatGPT or whatever it is, and you do it in connection with the class, that is in connection with the assignment, then let me know that when you upload your essay. um, you could even upload Notebook's essay and say, this is what I got from Notebook, because it does allow you to make those comparisons of, is it doing this better than I would, or better than I did? And we found with ChatGPT that no, ChatGPT did not do as well as students in the class. So that is really your call. But I will give you 10 extra points if you use Notebook. I basically, because I want you to satisfy your curiosity and mine. We're curious about this. This is huge. It's going on as we speak. It changes every day. We need to know more about it. And I would rather send you into the fall semester with some knowledge than we're babes in the woods and this thing's going to walk all over us. With that, I'm going to, let's see, it's a stop the recording, and I will post this both as a link in the announcements and as a link in the assignments, which right now it's blank. It'll say, here's the tutorial. And then I'll also post it in the Agricanto page. So with that, I'm ending the recording.